Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, June 25th, 2026. A lot of stuff going on. Wise old lady said, good morning. When you get a chance, watch Bongino. You'll have to send it to me because he's got a lot of content. I don't know exactly what I'm looking for. I woke up around, we've had storms off and on. I woke up around, I'd say like 1 in the morning, and OJ, right there, our moderator / mascot, was watching Rocky 4. You know, the one where Dolph Lundgren is in there, the one where Apollo Creed is killed. I woke up to a James Brown song, and I'm like, where is the remote, OJ? I cannot sleep with this going on. Nothing against Rocky movies. I just didn't want to watch it in the very wee hours of a Thursday. And I went up, tried to find the remote, went to the bathroom. He started following me, thinking that he was going to get a very early breakfast because he likes to eat all the time. Finally, I found the remote, and I said, go ahead and watch Rocky 4. Because he was sitting on his ass with his 2 paws in front of him, watching the movie. Yeah. That's my life with my cat. Welcome, everyone. I am so happy you're here. Let's please take a second and tell everyone good morning. Out of the bushes to say hi. Don't be in the bushes. We have 48 people here and the show just started. Go ahead and hit that like, and don't forget to hit the hype. All will be good. A lot has come out in the last couple of days about Nancy Guthrie. It seems that confirmation has been decided by law enforcement that there are 2 ransom notes that are credible. Now, the one that really captured attention, well, this week anyway, was the one that said she's buried with nature. Now, I've listened to quite a few interviews with ex-FBI agents without Jennifer Coffindaffer. I don't really have time for that. And they have all said that it has a feminine tone to the ransom note, and that the way it is worded sounds almost poetic. You do your own research. We know who the poet in the family is. She died on day 2, and she's buried with nature. This is where Savannah is talking to Jenna, explaining how she gets through day to day. Radio God said, my mom turned 81 yesterday. I can't imagine. I can't either. Hey, Cool Gamer, what's up? By the way, if you want to put your certificates in here, like how long you've been a member, I would love to see it. Show some love. Hit the thumbs up. And let's get to it.
Adore you. And what I know all of us feel that way when you walked in the makeup room earlier. There were claps and hugs because you are beloved.
Well, you know I love coming here.
I know, and we love you here, and you're here, and it is National.
I have never found Savannah to be a genuine person, but I am never going to say that she is not extremely upset about her mom. Okay? Wicked, what's up? What's up?
Best Friend Day. So we're celebrating the right way. But I've just marveled as somebody who knows you and loves you at your strength, you coming back here and leading the ship, which I know has not been easy. And yet here you are, morning after morning, getting out of bed.
Annette, check your Facebook messages and check your friend request. That is from me.
Spending the mornings with us. And I know so many of you at home feel the same way about you.
Well, I mean, first of all, I can't really even look at you every day without crying. You are my best friend. And, it's really hard to come back. And I've been trying so hard to hold it together. And I promise I will. This show and this hour especially is like about joy. But having you and all everyone at the people behind the scenes, people in my ear, the producers, our castmates, it's like, when I see you in the morning, I know that you see me no matter what is going on. And sometimes it's almost too much because I feel like to do the job, I gotta keep it together, pull it together, but I'm happy to be back. And it's like the 2 hours of my day that, it's not that I'm not thinking about it because I am. Yeah. But it's something to do. And it brings me a lot of joy to be with everybody. Yeah. But no, it's not easy.
No, I know it's not easy. And it also speaks, I think, to the fact that, I remember even when I started here, and I'm sure you've heard him, my dad sort of made fun of the way we call each other family. He's like, how's the family? But we really do work at a place where people surround you with love, like you're loved, and
that's called a typical workplace. That's called people that typically see people at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. or 7 a.m. or if they do the third shift. And yes, you become very good friends. Now, when we're dealing with the media, and I don't care what country you're talking about, they become paid actors and actresses. They know how to turn it on and turn it off. Okay? They do. That is exactly what they do. Toots! What is going on? I listen from phone and TV so I can, on a few devices. Way to go. Way to go. They have a lot of training that goes into this, especially something like the Today Show. Of course, Savannah is a paid actress. She's not a journalist. She's a lawyer. Is she good at what she does? According to NBC, she is. Is she good enough and has enough political connections to say, look, my mom was kidnapped, my mom is dead, and she doesn't even want to hear about what truly happened. I want you to think about this when we get to the next segment, where the FBI said this has a feminine tone to the ransom note, and it almost sounds poetic.
So there must be some like tiny bit of, and relief isn't even the word. I don't even know what it is, but like a spark of something.
It is. It's a little respite. And you are my family. I mean, I don't think if I had any other kind of job, I would have even tried to come back.
Yeah.
You know, but I was like, well, I didn't, you know, I just felt like, well, what else should I do? And my mom would have said the same, like, honey, you know, just keep going, just keep going. And so I am, you know, and it's hard when you're with your best friend to not be real. So I was a little afraid in a way to do the show with you. You've asked me before, like, which are so sweet, you know, come on, you want to fill in? And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready, because I couldn't look at you in this kind of setting where we just.
Again, paid actresses, paid training, they have teleprompters, they have scripts, okay? Now, NBC doesn't let Savannah cover her own mother's mystery, okay? So, I mean, I do see some people going, oh, Jenna's her best friend, and she's with Jenna right now. Savannah never wanted Jenna hired. You know why? Because Savannah is a Democrat. Jenna Bush's father and grandfather, her uncle, are Republican leaders. Or were. They're not now. Helm Lover said, this is gross. LOL, not you, Brooks. All this gushing. I'm telling you. By the way, can everyone welcome Helm Lover? We had a very long talk this morning, and I'm very, very happy she's back.
Talk about life and not tell the truth about my life. And so, you know, I think, you know, I know maybe people wonder, like, well, what's going on? How is she able to do that job? Is she not thinking about it? Did she forget? No, never.
And neither have we. Like, we'll have your back. We'll be with you forever with this, and never forget.
And we still need everybody's prayers. And we still wish someone would call and say what they know.
And I think
truth.
I once had a conversation about our friendship randomly. This philosopher was sort of asking about,
bend over and take it up the butt. Jenna, you keep saying, our friendship, our friendship, our friendship. You know what you're there to talk about. There's an elephant in the room, and it is Savannah's mother. Now let's get to the ransom note that came out this week that has been said by law enforcement. It is credible. We know they're doing some digging in Mexico, south of Nogales, Arizona. Hey, don't listen to me. I'm the one that kept saying over and over and over, you're only an hour from the Mexican border. They say they are very close to finding Porch Guy. Breaking news. V. Oakley, Mirror V, is playing with baby toys. Ooh, what to do? Can everyone please give V. Oakley a round of applause? All right, so it has taken a very nasty turn because the ransom note that was announced on the Today Show with Savannah sitting right there. It didn't go to the news desk. It was announced on the Today Show. And I'm telling you, I'm to the point where no one is going to convince me that this is not about ratings for someone. I'm just telling you. I do believe that Annie and Tommaso were always after Nancy Guthrie for money. No way they could afford that lifestyle. I do believe the reports that have come out about how there was a big, long talk about money the night before Nancy Guthrie, disappeared. Chris McDonough said, this will be solved, and it could have been easily solved. Now, I think he's leaning towards some kind of cover-up, but I would have to deep dive that a little more.
This morning on live television, Savannah Guthrie listened from the Today Show studio as a correspondent reported on a ransom note indicating that her own mother is dead. We reported those new details here last night, that the ransom note claimed Nancy Guthrie died shortly after she was abducted and that she was, quote, buried with nature now. NBC reported those details this morning, and daughter Savannah did not hide her pain.
This is unusual and unprecedented.
She's right. It is unusual. It is unprecedented that you're doing a live show, the Today Show, and there is breaking news with the breaking news. The subject of the breaking news is daughter sitting right there. And she instantly breaks down, which I would too. It's her mama. No way. No way, no how is this appropriate. It's certainly not appropriate for Nancy Guthrie. Think about it. She's sitting there by Carson Daly, Al Roker, Craig Melvin, Dylan Dreyer, and they're like, oh, we have a ransom note. The fuck? That should have been over on the old Tom Brokaw desk. Then Savannah should have left the studio for the four of them to talk about it.
And to say the least, to be sitting here. But, I don't have any comment on the story, and I'm not involved in our coverage. But I can't pretend I'm not here. And so since I am, I wanted to just take the opportunity to ask people to beg people to come forward. Somebody knows something. And this is a news story today that is on your radar, but this is the life that my sister lives, that I live, that my brother lives, that our extended families live, that our children live every day. And we are in agony. And we cannot be at peace. So no matter how much I try to come out here every day and smile and find that joy, and I will, I promise I will. This is a moment to tell you that we need your help. We're begging for your help. And I'm not going to miss that opportunity. And so please, if you're watching, yes, no matter how small, the reward is there. You can tell us. It can be anonymous. Please do the right thing for us, for our family, for our children.
It has been 5 months since Nancy Guthrie was abducted.
Oh my goodness. Poppy Red Mustang, what's wrong with her voice? Well, she's crying, and also she had vocal cord surgery done in January, because that's when she had that shit fit about how the Today Show ratings went up when she was gone. Hello, Jenny.
These doorbell camera pictures of a masked man outside her home are still really the only clue as to who that was. Joining us now is former FBI profiler Ray Carr. Ray, first of all, just watching Savannah this morning, watching a story about her own mom and this ransom note saying that her mom was dead, it was excruciating. But might this also be a valuable thing for the investigation? Might this motivate whoever knows something, because someone knows something, to finally speak up?
Yeah, I agree, Elizabeth. It's heart-wrenching to what happened there. I mean,
think you know, said. So, Brooks, what is your theory? Who do you think did it? Pure opinion. I believe when it comes to kids and elderly people, the last ones to see them have a very good idea of what happened to them. I will say it is sus as a bus that all this went down after Annie and her husband asked for an exorbitant amount of money. I think it's insane that the media screwed up the timeline thanks to Sheriff No News, Nanos, sorry. The political connections drive me insane because there should be zero politics and justice. We have 3 separate branches of government. And there is enough influence to keep this covered up. So I don't know who they're going to pin this on. I don't know who they're going to. But I don't believe for a second that the FBI was totally shoved out, yet a field agent told Ashley Banfield that they're looking straight at Annie and her husband's home. Stacy said, agree. Politics and justice should never be the same. You ever go to church and the minister's trying to talk to you about how to vote? That shit drives me nuts. I'll get right up in the middle of the service and walk my ass out. Don't even bring that up. You're supposed to be a theologist. You're supposed to be a bibliologist. You're supposed to be a minister that the Lord works through to send out his message. That drives me nuts. And there is a trail of breadcrumbs, I'm telling you, because, see, people that are Nancy Guthrie's age, they don't decide to refinance their house for whatever reason. She already had everything in the budget for her house to be cleaned, basically whatever help she needed. You know, the pool to be cleaned. She had someone that would come over and help her get in and out of the pool, stuff like that. However, that house, she took out a mortgage against it. Savannah didn't need any money. Savannah's brother didn't need any money. Who were the two that were always asking for money? That's all I can say. Until we know. I will never say I know until we all collectively know.
yeah, and it is going to be beneficial. from language choice, taking a look at this ransom note versus others, and be able to authenticate it. Psychological distancing of the offender, what I'm seeing.
What do you mean? Explain what that means, psychological distancing.
Well, a lot of times when you have an offender that softens or uses abstract language like buried in nature, it's almost poetic. And people have a tendency to do that in order to distance themselves.
Okay. We're going to listen to that again. The second ransom note is almost poetic. Who's the poet in the family? I'm asking you. Who is the poet in the family? Buried with nature. Ilyanka said, at what point does one begin to question if Nancy passed from natural causes and everyone decided, let's cash in, baby? That is a very interesting theory. Hell, she could have been so pissed off at family game night and eating lasagna. She could have died right there. And they could have said, oh. Hence why someone of 84 years old was out till almost 10 o'clock at night. You're not going to find anyone that says that's common for her. This woman eats dinner at 5 o'clock in the afternoon and is up at 3 a.m. Sherry said, Annie is my biggest sus to me. Well, they're going to have to solve it.
From the violent act itself, in order to put themselves in a better light by reducing their own guilt, by romanticizing what just happened or what happened. That's what I mean by that.
And it basically makes it sound like she's at peace with nature, right? At minimum.
Criminals don't have guilt. Criminals do not reach out to the people they have kidnapped or killed, whether it's for money, love, or anything. They don't do it. They don't do it. Have we had some kidnapping situations? Yeah. Where there was a ransom? Sure have. We've had the Getty family. We've had what happened to Patty Hearst. However, when there is a true kidnapping, let's talk about Sean Hornbeck. Let's talk about Michael Vaughn. Let's talk about J.C. Dugard. Let's talk about Elizabeth Smart. They don't make contact with the family. This is one thing after another with keeping this going. Who is knocking at the door? Oh my goodness. Hey, what's up, Sherry? What's going on today?
Not much. Just wanted to chime in on this little part you were talking about. I want to know if anybody remembers at the very, 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 very beginning of the case, when they were talking about Annie and Tommaso going to having Nancy over for card night or game night and dinner. But they discussed at the very beginning of the case that there was a big row over money that night. Annie and Tabasco are deeply in debt, from what I understand.
No, it wasn't a debt. I just discussed that. And what I was saying was, if you go through what was going on that night, you know, we have family game night. You know, an 84-year-old woman isn't going to be out till, you know, almost 10 p.m. And I mean, she might play a game for like, you know, 30 minutes and eat, and then she's going to want to go back home. Hell,
Right.
she can Uber to go over there. But there was a discussion about money. Did she,
Yes.
I'm looking at what Ilyanka said. Did she have a heart attack? Did she have a stroke? And they decided that, well, we're going to do this. I don't know. But let's listen to this FBI profiler.
Minimizes the incredible awfulness of what's just happened.
Well, I think it's very odd to say something like that. Most individuals that would use language would say she's buried in the woods or she's buried
In the desert.
in a desert or something of that nature. But to be the statement that he used, and then there's other statements that I found that I also thought were unusual, like her death was not intentional. You know, most individuals, when usually you're looking for truthful disclosures, they're at your.
Who's the poet in the family?
Exactly what I said, Annie.
Yes.
Buried
I'm-
with nature.
I
Well,
must have missed parts of it, Brooks. I'm sorry.
that's okay. So where is she buried with nature? And Tina Girl, thank you so much for the super sticker. Tina Girl said, how is Savannah going to look for her mom while in New York? She says it causes her a lot of anxiety, and I would want to be with my children too, and my husband as well, if I had been assured by law enforcement that they are on the case. If not, I would just be wringing my hands in an anxious mess. She left in February. She missed the Olympics. Buried in nature, as Norma said, doesn't mean the desert.
Thought were unusual, like her death was not intentional. You know, most individuals, when usually you're looking for truthful disclosures, you're saying what happened, where, when, who was involved. A lot of times, the phrase not intentional is just a word that suggests awareness of their culpability of what they're doing. I think the writer's main issue here is their central issue is the intent, what they want the message to get across to.
Okay, but the person that wrote the note, said the death was not intentional. The death was not intentional. That is not something a hardcore criminal would reach out and say. However, law enforcement is saying that the first note is definitely credible because they speak about the iPhone, they speak about different things that only a certain person would know if they were there. Okay? That's it. I don't know about this note, why they are finding it credible. I also want to know why Sheriff Nanos doesn't want to utilize the FBI. I mean, hell, the President of the United States said, utilize the FBI. Use all the resources they have. Have at it.
To the public that's hearing this.
So why not just say, I didn't mean to kill her, or I didn't mean for her to die or something, or it was an accident?
Well, if I say I didn't mean to kill her, that does not reduce my criminal liability. But offenders often think that if I say it this way, it reduces how people will look at me.
Is it also possible that that might mean that Nancy Guthrie died of a heart attack or something from the incredible stress and trauma of being kidnapped in the middle of the night from your own bed?
You know, all those things, when you have someone that's 84 years of age and you have the stress involved there, you have the movement where they don't move very well, you have the medical conditions, all those probably led to her.
Do you see a motive beyond just the ransom money that would lead whomever took Nancy Guthrie to tell her family that she was dead? I mean, in other words, at that point, nobody knew. We know that the second ransom note that was deemed credible by the FBI, the first one just demanded money. The second one said that, she is it was unintentional. We didn't intend to cause her death.
This is about money. Okay? This is about money. And the only way for this to be solved very early on would have been to use the FBI that knows how to deal with someone that has been kidnapped for money. Because that sheriff doesn't know. Chris McDonough said this can be solved. Hell, even Duty Ron, who basically just checks parking meters in New York City until he retired, said this can be solved. You have a who, what, when, where, and why. The why is obviously money. Who wanted the money? Who wanted the money? Nothing was addressed to Savannah Guthrie. And I've always had a big question. If this is just about money and you want answers, then just freaking pay it. Once you follow the money, you'll find the person and you'll get your freaking money back.
It was the one that says that she was no longer alive. What does that tell you about what why did he didn't have to say that, or she didn't have to say that? At this point early on, we thought people were holding out hope she was still alive.
Well, behaviorally, offenders are going to communicate for a couple different reasons. One, they need to control the narrative. Okay, they need to control the media and to be able to direct the media. They need to relieve psychological pressure on themselves. Their guilt increases as time goes on. Their stress increases. Secrecy becomes unbearable over time, and it becomes a weight, and they're looking for an emotional release. And the other thing is they try and direct or redirect the investigation.
Did you see that happening in this note? Did they redirect in any way?
Oh, yeah, it's an accidental death according to them. No, I didn't mean to do it. And the burial is...
Okay. Kidnapping is a crime. Blackmail is a crime. Taking a human being for extortion of money is a crime. Abuse of a corpse is a crime. However, this ransom note, this person's very apologetic. Like, it was an accident. It was an accident. It was an accident. Well, I mean, do you think that that makes her family feel any better? Norma said the day after Nancy went missing, it rained. It would have been easier to dig. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. Maybe that's the reason they impounded Annie and Tomas's car. And they also impounded Nancy's car because they were obviously missing something.
The burial is remote and there's no ongoing threat anymore. So now I want to let you know this so I can reduce the pressure on me as the offender.
And the chances of me getting caught. Hey, Ray, do you think this is just one person, or is it like two people? I mean, no matter what, it feels like this was an incredibly small circle that must have known, because nobody has given in to the temptation of this reward and picked up the phone to say, my brother, my neighbor, my friend did this.
I would, in my estimation, I believe there's more than one person here. I believe before we saw the back door, I think that was the entry point. I think this person at the front of the door trying to disable the camera, that was his job. So I think there's different people that had different jobs in this whole thing here.
What a mystery. And of course, we still don't know exactly what the motive exactly.
The motive is money. I personally do not believe that Nancy Guthrie made it back to her house. I think when that garage door opened and then shut, it was to put her things back in the house to make it look like a kidnapping. So either something happened between Annie's house and Nancy's house because they live close together, or it's an inside job. You just cannot tell me that this is some sort of random thing by an 84-year-old woman. The Ants team, Annie, Nano, Savannah planned. Shame on the family. Tina girl, I want you to come up. You don't have to turn your camera on. You come up and you tell me, girlfriend. I need to hear it. I need to hear it. Because the only thing that makes sense is an inside job. Tortitude. Hey, Brooks, my daughter won gold at the World Championships. All right. We're going to switch gears, and I want everyone to say congratulations to Tortitude because this is a huge deal for her family. Congratulations to your family. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Savannah cares more, according to people that know her, because I don't know her. I've never gone to the Russian tea room with her and Jenna Bush Hager. They said that she cares more about her reputation and her ratings than anything else. Anything else. All right, the link is down. Please come up and say something. And you know who's better at covering up a crime than dirty cops? The media. There, I answered it.
Exactly, I guess Ransom is still it, and then Ransom, once they figured out that she had died.
I can tell you this one thing, Elizabeth.
What?
That the writer's psychological guilt and need for control. This is all about the writer. Has nothing to do with Nancy. This is strictly for him and his edifice.
And his what?
For his edifice, for his own psychological well-being.
Because he's feeling guilty. Great.
Correct.
Yeah, lovely. Ray Carr.
Well, they're assuming that the person that wrote the letter is a man. But I hate the word but. There are feminine undertones, okay? I mean, there really are. Especially when they keep talking about the poetry in there. Buried with nature, buried with nature, buried with nature. So a former CIA agent spoke on this and made it as clear as possible. Janica, how are you, honey buns?
I'm good. How are you? I just wanted to come up and say hey. How are you doing?
Good. I've missed talking to you. Everything
Oh.
in the hood today?
What's that? Am I doing anything good today?
Yeah, I said, is it all good in the hood today?
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I got to finish up my little characters today. I'm waiting for my. I ordered some shit. I can't think this morning. Varnish. That's the word, varnish, for my characters. Then I'll take pictures and send to you.
Please do. You have my email address,
certainly
right?
will. Yeah. Yep. I do.
So Savannah has a lot of stuff going on in her contract. And reputation is everything in Hollyweird. And let me tell you what, the media is Hollyweird. Okay? Anyone that wants to tell you, oh no, they're journalists. Oh no, they're journalists. No, these are paid actors.
You were correct, ma'am.
They know exactly what teleprompter to look at. They know exactly when to nod their head. They're trained not to say things like I say, like, I mean, or I'm telling you what, and but whatever. They're trained not to say those words.
Yes, they are. Yeah. Well, I think it all took place at Tommaso's house, to be honest with you. I think if they were having dinner, playing games, how do we know that they didn't taint Nancy's food to drug her up a little bit and then take her back to the house, and her system couldn't handle it. She may have passed away, and now they got to figure out what to do. So they go back to this. They bring Nancy back home, get her in bed. All right. Now, after they get her in bed, they go back to their house. They get whatever equipment they have. We got to cover this up somehow. I think it was the daughter that was at the door. I think it was the son-in-law that went into the house. Now they're going to take Nancy back out of the house, right? And wherever she went from there, I don't know. But that's just my theory. I think it was the daughter and the son-in-law.
I think she sat right there. I think something happened at the house, whether it be natural causes. I don't believe it was a murder. I'm not ready to leap there yet.
I'm not saying that. I said whatever they put in her food may have, set something off to where the woman couldn't make it. You know what I mean?
Oh, you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
It's not a good idea to kill a person that you want all that money from, though. And I go back to what Ilyanka said. She could have gotten so upset that she died from natural causes right there. And they decided this is our payday.
Well, there you go.
Somebody got Nancy's car. Someone did. Because seen that night around 2 convenience stores. Somebody went to the house and brought her things back and made it look like a crime scene. Somebody opened the garage door, and 2 minutes later, it shut down. You know how long it takes me to get in the house, and I'm not 84 years old.
Yeah, I get you.
That's an instant open and an instant close.
Mm-hmm.
That's someone that's rushing into the house. Think about it. You open your garage door, you check your mail. I mean, my goodness. I mean, obviously this was at 9:45 p.m., but the minute garage door never made any sense to me. The feminine undertones of the ransom note make 0 sense to me. Hello, hey Jude, what's up? Rachel said, did you know that Savannah will be the host of a new game show in 2027 called Wordle? I did hear something about that. Hey Jude has been a member for 13 months. Love you, girlfriend.
Congrats, hey Jude.
I'm telling you, we got to have some ceremonies here soon. I think we'll do it on Friday. When we come to the member show, we're celebrating Tori and Lori's birthday. They're identical twins, and they are going to be on the show. That'll be
twins.
They are. They're identical twins.
Oh, I have granddaughters that are identical twins. That's cool.
Shall be fun.
I'll be there. I'll celebrate with them.
I know you will, girlfriend. So let's look at what another expert said on Megyn Kelly's show about the feminine undertones of the note. Auntie Sherry, am I okay in chat? Absolutely. Can everyone let Sherry know she is absolutely 100% fine in chat.
You're A-okay, Sherry.
Can we just like hit on the feminine point a little bit more, maybe expand on that? Like, buried with nature. We never intended to hurt her. Even like she perished? Perished? Was that word used?
Perish, buried with nature. We never intended to hurt her. We as a collective statement, okay? When I go to the store, I drove my ass down by myself. When we go, there's someone else with me.
Yes.
So we're all good on pronouns in 2026. It seems like we have one. All right, got ya. CDT, it says your device is not connected. So I don't know what you need to do.
I wonder, because that jumped out at me. That's not really how people talk. And then the nothing you could have done could have changed the outcome.
Like, don't blame yourself.
Like the weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just very conciliatory and very strange considering the facts of this investigation, of this case, of this poor woman, to talk this way. You know, any self-respecting criminal would at least be a little more honest about what happened here. They're trying to soften what they did. And please don't blame yourself. I hope you're not being too hard on yourself. It's so weird.
Well, because, I mean, if you're following their logic, they had said in the original note on February.
Is that chick all right? I mean, self-respecting criminal? I'm sorry. I had to laugh at that.
I about fell off the couch on that one, and I don't mean it in any way. I was like, you must be kidding me. But she's former CIA. And she knows
that's even worse.
That's even worse. Yeah. And she's saying that no self-respecting criminal
God
would write something like this. Do you want the money or not? You've been waiting since February, and now we're almost to July, and you decide to kick it up a notch again by sending another letter. That's
how many ransom notes were there total, Brooks?
6, I believe, but only 2 are credible.
Okay, 6 of them. Jeez.
Mm-hmm. Because we have all the Bitcoin people. One is going to trial soon. But they said there's 2. And I mean, they all go to TMZ, which is crazy to me.
Yes.
Since when are they reputable?
Good question. Yeah, it's a little crazy. But that chick there, the blonde there, when she said that, I'm just like, they're like, what?
It's a very strange thing because when I watched that whole Ed Gein series, and they were talking about how the FBI said that criminals really respect their work.
Oh, shit.
Hey, everyone's got to have a passion, Janica.
I guess maybe, huh?
I mean, yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, I'm happy about the way I got my floors dusted and mopped and everything this morning.
Well, bless your heart.
I didn't write nobody a letter about it. This is about money, 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 money.
Oh, all the way. Absolutely.
And there was a segue made for ratings. And by those ratings are not for YouTubers and clicks and views. No, these are about the big boys.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking NBC, CBS, ABC, News Nation. Well, they're actually little boys in the sandbox. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about selling digital print. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking for. I'm not saying anyone in the media is in on it, but they certainly are. Oh, they're cashing in. And I just don't understand why NBC didn't pay the first, because their stock went way up when this story broke.
Oh, yeah.
Why didn't they pay it?
Good question. I guess we won't know until the truth actually comes out, eh?
Well, the question is, between the political side of it, the media side of it, and the cover up to protect, in my opinion, family members, will we ever know?
You know how it is. Family protects family, even in the nastiest of times. There's a lot of families out there like there. I mean, what the hell was it? Rob Reiner and his son.
Oh, that's a nasty situation, and I won't talk about that ever again. That dude he's nothing but a lunatic.
But I'm just saying how family covers for family. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So, and they certainly did cover up that, his ways, but just for money, all about the money.
And I mean, I want to know, how many times did Annie and Tomas, how many times did they ask Savannah for money, and how many times did she?
Oh, God. Well, I mean, she's a poet, right? Supposedly, I don't know, allegedly.
And he's a school teacher, and they have a $650,000 house down from Nancy Guthrie.
They want to live on. They want to live a champagne lifestyle on a beer budget, huh? Sounds like to me.
Don't we all? But I don't know any champagne budget people. And okay. Now the brother looks like no nonsense to me. I need to answer this real quick. Annie's trying to break it to her family softly. I think that might be what some profilers are looking at. Sherry, could we see the latest note again at Brooks? The note has not been published. It's only being talked about. So I apologize for that confusion.
I didn't know anything about a note. I'm not updated on the.
No, it's a ransom note.
Oh, it's one of the ransom notes. Okay.
It's the second credible ransom note.
Mm-hmm. February 2nd. And again, Sunday was the first. Give us $4 million by Thursday or else. Again, using the term actual or else. And now here we are. They haven't paid. And they're writing the note saying she's gone. Oh, and by the way, there was nothing that you could have done to have changed the outcome. So they seem to be saying, you didn't give us our $4 million, but don't worry. She was dead anyway. Even if you'd given us the money, it wouldn't have panned out for you. But if you want to give us money anyway, we could get the body back to you, I guess. Or at least maybe that's just still lurking out there. It's implied. It's not clear. In Brianna's description of it, no one's talking about, but that original, because the original note we know, James said, $4 million by Thursday, $6 million by the following Monday. If you wait, it's going to cost you more.
Right.
Then comes the second note. Like, why would they send the second note? Like, hey, FYI, she died, and don't blame yourself. Like, what's the point of that?
Well, it looks like they also didn't give any real, particulars on how to get that $4 million to them. It doesn't sound like there was any clear communication given. This is how you would respond to me, get back to me, and then they're just double tapping.
All right, let's talk about that. Right off the bat, we need this amount of money. And then, of course, other people jumped in asking for Bitcoin. No one paid the money, which makes some people think that Savannah already knew what was going on. She knew her sister might have some issues. Mm-hmm. Her sister was always asking for money, and so she didn't press the issue. Listen, she doesn't have friends in high places and low places. She got friends in high places
Oh,
that
yeah.
are say, nah, don't even worry about that. Don't bring it up. My mom was already 84.
I don't know. So they're in the second note. I'm sorry, she to let you know she passed, something to that effect,
Yeah, on the second day.
on the second day. Okay.
On the second day. Okay, I'm going back with Ilyanka's theory, where
Mhm.
she said, I think something probably happened naturally at their house. I mean, because they searched Annie and Tomas's house extensively.
Mm-hmm.
And they took their car, they took Nancy's car. Nancy's car was seen that night at 2 different convenience stores.
Oh, wow.
Someone's guilt is eating at them. And when Savannah says, someone knows something, please talk. Well, I mean, are you saying that to your sister, or do you really think there's some rando out there that grabbed your mama after your sister and brother-in-law asked for a bunch of money after family game night and eating lasagna, and then she just disappeared?
Yeah, that's come on, it doesn't add up. It's got to be the family. I don't see anybody else doing this to this 84-year-old lady.
No.
I really don't. I mean, even with even going back to it's just a forensic, for instance, when it comes to family, Don and Candace, if you look at that case and you look at it and you look at it and you look at it, it all circles back to Don and Candace.
Well, I'm going to be talking about that on Monday. There's some new things
Good.
in Summerwell's case that I think might shock a lot of people. I'm going to put a teaser up today.
Okay.
Just to get everybody ready.
You're doing this on Monday, you said?
Yeah, on Monday. Monday.
Okay, cool.
As far as Nancy bleeding, nobody has ever said if that was old blood.
Oh, yeah.
Or that was fresh blood. They said it's blood. We know it's Nancy's, but you don't know how old it is.
Yeah. I mean, that would have to go to forensics and be processed and processed and processed again. Who knows?
Well, let's talk about the forensic fuckery, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Nanos knows that the President of the United States said, use everything you need from the FBI. Use it all.
Yep.
And what did they do? They spent $200,000 of the state of Arizona's money to send something to Florida to have it analyzed. Why? You could have sent it to Quantico.
Exactly.
For free. That comes out of the federal budget. Can everyone please welcome Tina Girl to the family?
Hey, Tina Girl. Welcome.
Girl, you're going to love it here.
It's a great show. I got to hand it to you, Brooks. You're an excellent talker. You've done your homework. You know, I love listening to you. I really do, because you can, you've got a way about you. I don't know what it is, but I just like your style. You come across clear. You make yourself clear. I like that.
I feel the same way about you, girlfriend.
Oh.
Hence why you're up here.
Well, I appreciate people like you. I really do. I mean, I've seen a lot of other creators that they shouldn't be creators. Let's put it that way. But you're very good at what you do. And you are appreciated. I want you to know that.
Well, sorry for them. Sorry for them. I see a lot of crazy stuff on YouTube, and that's the reason I stay in my own lane.
No, I don't blame you, girlfriend. I don't blame you.
Hey, by the way, it's it's not worth it now because she's gone, and we're sorry, but you can still give me some money because I get the body back to you. But I think you and Maureen are nailing a couple of really important things, if true, that, she's with nature instead of saying, she's gone with God. I mean, if you're following the case, that, that Nancy was a believer. And so that would track with her, this note person saying it was a heart condition, which would track with, if you're following the case, about the pacemaker. But saying that she is buried with nature is interesting. That needs to be looked into.
How would the kidnappers know a damn thing about Nancy Guthrie's health conditions?
Really? Yes. Yes.
They know. How the hell would they know? How did they know about the iPhone and all of that stuff? How would they know?
Because it was their family. Of course they knew.
How do they know anything about her faith? Please don't tell me they've been stalking this old woman, because she's not on social media. She might have said a couple of things on the Today Show, but she certainly didn't talk about a pacemaker or an iPhone.
Poor lady. Well, whatever happened to her, she didn't deserve it. If it
really
was
smart
natural,
and to
then
put
God
words
bless
together,
her,
study language, and
Oh, God has blessed her for sure. I mean, God has blessed her, because, I mean, she had a beautiful home. She has a beautiful family.
Yeah.
But her family, if they're involved, they may not be blessed. They might be the opposite of blessed, which is effed.
Oh, I'm sure it's coming back to haunt them. I'm sure of it.
Because truth always comes to light. You can hide. Whether it's a keyboard, a computer, sitting in the bathroom at work, knowing that you did something, I'm telling you, it will always come out. There's no escaping the truth. Never, ever, ever.
That's right.
And if it was one of my family members that did something to another family member, I'd be like, I'd be all over it. That MFer, that this, but I'm not the one that's got $1 million deal to go game show on NBC.
I guess it's nice to have connections, huh?
Ooh, you better believe it. You better.
Oh, she's tied in with the
context of
A-listers.
a
They'll help
statement
her
like
do
that, as
anything.
that's said in certain parts of the world, and certainly I hope the FBI is looking into something like that, because that's just a very interesting phrase. And then what you had said earlier, Megan, about we didn't realize the extent of her condition. It kind of drew me to one of the two things, which is I thought initially that there was some pre-operational surveillance, meaning they looked at the house and maybe even looked at her. And then whether or not that was because she was Savannah's, mother, or because it's in line with this nice house, nice theory. We were talking earlier about, a crime gang hitting these nice houses, but still both would speak to pre-operational surveillance. And maybe that's what she's, the note writer is alluding to, is when we looked at it, we didn't realize she was that, kind of old or fragile. And I thought that was very interesting.
There's reaction today from Savannah herself, who did address this on the Today Show this morning. It's like you kind of forget that she's back doing her job.
Well, you're going to forget Megyn Kelly, because she hates your ass. Red Mustang, thank you for the gifted memberships. Look at that.
That was nice, Poppy.
Get your umbrellas. Thank you for growing the family. By the way, enjoy all the members' perks, the members' lives. There's an entire members playlist. Eat it up. And please be a part of the next Members Live. Yeah, I'll tell you what, old Megyn Kelly, I mean, she really knows how to do a ripper, doesn't she? It just, she's back on the Today Show. I don't think Megyn Kelly has believed this since the beginning.
No, I love to watch Megyn Kelly go against Meghan Markle. That's hilarious.
Oh my goodness. Well, she's got one thing after another going on. Carrie G said, using the word nature is part Wiccan. They said early on that Annie was a Wiccan. Ooh.
Well, they can call themselves Wiccans, but that don't mean anything.
I don't even know what a Wiccan is.
A Wiccan is basically a white witch. You know, they it's all a bunch of BS. Wiccans. Because they don't believe in a religion, they call themselves Wiccans.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I learned something today.
They believe in the nature and all that kind of stuff too.
Which, she has to do. We all have a job to do. She has a job to do. But then this story is in the news again, and she, felt the need to respond for obvious reasons. And here's what she said.
The bravery and courage with which you have done this job every day since that happened, nothing short of remarkable. Wow. Nothing short of remarkable.
I love you guys, and I love this.
I don't really know, what's going on here. Out of respect for my coworker, this would not have been discussed in front of her.
No, absolutely not.
It would have gone to another news desk, and then she would have removed herself from the desk as they reacted to it. Toodles said, nature witch. Okay, so Annie says that's what she is, and the person in the letter said she is buried with nature. Okay.
Wow.
So NBC, they effed they fucked the pooch on this one. Sorry, because you do not break a story like this with the victim's daughter sitting right there. Okay.
No, I would never do that. That's just wrong.
No. And I'm telling you, soon it's going to wind up being Craig Melvin and Dylan Dreyer at the front desk. Savannah, she's been chipped out for a long time. Hence why she's getting the Meredith Vieira treatment, and she's going to be hosting a damn game show. She's hanging on by the skin of her teeth.
I guess maybe.
Well, yeah. We've watched the Today Show since we were born.
Place, and this is unusual and unprecedented, to say the least, to be sitting here. But I don't have any comment on the story, and I'm not involved in our coverage. But I can't pretend I'm not here. And so since I am, I wanted to just take the opportunity to ask people to beg people to come forward. Somebody knows something. And this is a new story today that is on your radar, but this is the life that my sister lives, that I live, that my brother lives, that our extended families live, that our children live every day. And we are in agony. And we cannot be at peace. So no matter how much I try to come out here every day and smile and find that joy, and I will, I promise I will. This is a moment to tell you that we need your help. We're begging for your help. And I'm not going to miss that opportunity. And so please, if you're watching, yes, no matter how small, the reward is there. You can tell us. It can be anonymous. Please do the right thing for us, for our family, for our children. And we love our mom, and we'll never stop looking for her. Never.
Okay, Megyn Kelly is a real right bitch. Okay, she is. And I don't mean about her politics. You know what she wants to bark out.
Oh, yeah, she's a straight shooter.
You can't be looking for your mama when you're sitting in New York City and you were getting paid the whole time. They would have paid you the entire time just for your mom's content. But you are so worried about being first chair that your ass gets right back in there. You can't look for your mama in New York City. You can't. She's not out there. She's not going to be ice skating in around Rockefeller Center. She's not going to be. She's not going to be hiking the Adirondacks. Hang on. Who is knocking at the door? Ooh, we're busy today.
I guess she wants to say relevant, Brooks.
Ooh, relevancy will kill people on the internet and destroy people for their own jock and position. Trust me, I know.
Oh, girl, I know.
Who's knocking at the door? Who is it? Who is there?
Good morning.
Hey, Angel.
Hey, it's Sleepyhead.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I just came up here to say one thing. When they did that on the Today Show, that was so tacky. I mean, I felt bad for Savannah, regardless of, however else I feel about her. There's no way I would have agreed to do that.
Oh, God, no.
I mean, what person can sit there and keep their shit together while they're actually doing their newscast? I mean, that had to be about ratings. I mean, that is not compassionate and that is wrong. I don't think she should have had to do that like that. That's crazy.
Thanks, V. Oakley. Now you got that going through my head.
I mean, it just is very tacky. I mean, if my mother was missing and they said, no, we're going to cover this show. And then when this news piece comes up, we want you to do this, that, or the other. I'd be like, no. She said from the start she wasn't going to be involved in covering her mom's case. And she hasn't been. But why they would do it with her sitting right there beside of them, with her trying to keep her stuff together.
That's crazy.
That's just not right. And I blame the Today Show people for that. Just wanting ratings.
That's disrespectful all the way around, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it is.
Well, these people got no common sense. They're only in it for the money.
Well, yeah, it's a ratings game. In my
They don't
opinion.
care how other people feel. If they can make a few bucks off it, they're gonna, as long as they got a willing subject.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that because if that was my mother, and of course I don't ever have a job like that, but if that was my mom, I would be like, are you kidding me?
No,
I am not going to be sitting there and doing that. Now, I understand that she wanted to take the opportunity to literally beg people for information and stuff like that. And I understand that they feel probably desperate to find out where her mother is. I'm just going to take the they out, please, and put her. And that's just me. But
I don't believe NBC execs did this. I believe the writers of the Today Show did it because everything is scripted. They already know what they're going to talk about. Breaking news goes to another desk. Hence why it was odd to me, like Good Morning America, CBS Morning News. When it's breaking news, it goes to the news desk. This was planned, and she was part of it.
Well, so you're saying it was planned for Savannah to do that?
It seems that way to me, or it would have gone to the NBC news desk.
Well, this is true, I guess. But regardless, I don't care who did it at the Today Show, the writers, the producers, the top dog. I just think it was tacky. And one thing they knew they would get is a very good ratings for having that happen. So that's all I wanted to say about that.
The thing I couldn't understand was why would Savannah put herself in a situation like that? I would have got up and walked the hell out of there.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm starting to think that like going about normal life, somebody tried to do something and it didn't go the way they wanted. And so they staged this abduction or whatever you want to call it to cover for what was really going on from whoever really was involved. I do think there's an inside connection, sorry to say. And I think that Chris McDonough, I'm sorry to bring up another channel, and you may have already covered it because I was late, but Annie, whose poetry, in my opinion, is a little dark and out there, and that's just my opinion. Don't nobody get mad at me. Um, you know, she sold jewelry in one of those NGOs, and this nonprofit building that looks like it's in an industrial part of town, very bare feeling place. And then they started taking in felons to help them get back into the job world, and they offer all kinds of services there. But it's very interesting, as he said, that right behind that building, which has since been closed, rumor has it, that there's a park, Everest Park. And there's all these homeless people and whoever knows else in that thing. Well, those people may go to the building for services. So somebody needs to be checking out and be on the ground about, what's going on in that
I got a
park.
phone call coming on.
And the park is actually in Tucson City. It's not in Pima County. And guess what? Nanos has not even reached out to them about looking in the park, doing anything in the park. He's just like, well, you know how he does. But I find that very suspicious. Okay? Because Nancy's house, Annie's house, where Annie works, and that park are all in this beautiful little area. It's not beautiful, but they're all in an area that it's all very close together. So I think that's a theory that needs to be looked at, and nobody has been down there except for Chris when he went walking down through there. And then he found a YouTuber down there, and I don't know which one it was. It wasn't JLR, but he said, that's horrible that nobody has been around these areas. I mean, if you're looking for criminals or somebody that might do something for somebody.
My question is, and I'm not going to doubt Chris McDonough. Does he know where they've looked?
He said that he had LE contacts, which makes me wonder if the Cold Case Foundation's not starting to work on this behind the scenes.
Well, too little, too late. The FBI could have had this solved by 6 p.m. February 1st.
Right.
They could have used their labs. They could have used everything. And Radio Gods, you didn't do anything wrong at all. You didn't say anything wrong. Don't even worry about that. Thank you, no. Said Savannah is a fraud. Nancy was a meat. Well, she did have a lot of stuff that she put out socially about how she felt about the government. Annie is broke. I mean, she is. And I'm going to go ahead and say this was a recipe, not their politics, but money situations for financially motivated matricide. I'm not going to blame anybody until we know, but I have plenty of opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And
anyway, I didn't mean to come up here and change the subject.
You didn't change the subject. We're still talking about Nancy.
That just felt so tacky. Like when I was watching it, I was like, oh my God. And then that theory, that's just one of I don't know how many things that No News has done since he has been quote unquote air tags in charge of the investigation. Yeah, something really stinks. And Nano seems to be just a politician. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. He just seems to act like a politician, in my opinion.
He is. He's an elected sheriff. He is an elected sheriff. Hence why it's almost impossible to remove him.
Yeah, that's really too bad.
They would have to do a recall election. If he was hired, then he could get fired. But he's elected.
Right.
And if it was my mother, I would never trust the sheriff with the bad record. I don't mean badass. I mean the bad record.
Which makes me wonder, behind the scenes, if Savannah, I'm just going to keep saying Savannah because I don't want to say the others, if she has reached out to other people behind the scenes that may be trying to help find her mother. But, Nanos has turned down the Cajun Navy. He's run everybody off. And if it was my mother, I would be raising Cain. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't understand his behavior, and his history is not a good one. Not a good one.
It's horrible, and he was still elected. He was still elected, and it's really hard to overturn. Impeachments, I think we've had one in this country for a president, Andrew Johnson.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard to impeach someone that was elected by the American people. It really is. All right, so let's get back to this note.
Okay, honey.
I wish she had mentioned the reward too, because it's like somebody that the reward actually could motivate somebody to come forward. And that is something we should discuss, because Howard's reporting, and I know Howard Blum, he's very solid. Like I don't know how he gets the information he gets, but he gets really good exclusives. And his reporting is that this task force that we've all discussed before, that's what remains on the investigatory team now. And it's a combo of FBI and Tucson cops, detectives, that the task force has expressed some regret, from the sound of it, about not paying the ransom. Like, that if they had just paid, if the FBI had agreed to pay the ransom, or tell Savannah to pay the ransom, that $4 million in the beginning.
FBI wasn't involved. They have the director of the FBI made it crystal clear as glass, that they were cut out of everything. Everything. It took them 2 seconds to find all the Bitcoin people. So why did the 2 credible ransom notes, I'm going to say the first one that came that wanted the $4 million, why was that backed away from? You can answer it. Anybody with common sense that knows how to do a 4-year-old's puzzle can figure this out real quick.
Right.
You want all hands on deck when something like this is going on.
Right. And, do you remember that right when this case started, they were talking about having one of those cop shows come around, and they were going to do something with, I think, the Pima County sheriffs? That kind of fell in the... I never heard anything about that.
It comes on, let me see. It's called Desert Justice.
Uh-huh.
And they're talking about Nancy Guthrie. The new season comes out, I believe, in September. Don't quote me.
Okay. Well, he's not going to look good. That's my opinion. But anyway, and the other thing is that, when this thing first started, because he didn't like certain people or didn't agree with certain people, and or people were on to him, you remember that he demoted or got rid of people that were very good at this type of job. There was somebody that had a drone and went out and did the drone stuff and everything out, and those people were reassigned. And so you don't really have probably any seasoned homicide. Well, he's never handled a homicide. I think it came out that the sheriff hasn't.
Oh, the sheriff's not going to say anything more. Since politics are involved in this case, and I don't want anyone bitching at me, I'm just telling you, wait for the proof in the pudding and eat it at the table. Watch for what Sheriff Nanos, watch for what seat he runs for next.
Oh,
and
okay.
Look, see who endorses him. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The rumors are out there and they make perfect sense.
That the FBI really feels confident in its ability to track the Bitcoin, James. It's Bitcoin. So it's not just like cashing a check. It's going to be a lot harder to track it. But that at some point, the Bitcoin has to be withdrawn, or it does the kidnapper no good. And so why didn't they just pay the $4 million and then track the Bitcoin and arrest the perpetrator, because what he writes is that, and we had speculated about this, instead they decided to, quote, tickle the wire. And remember, we talked about how Harvey Levin had reported that there had been a $300 deposit made into the bank account of whomever wrote those first two notes, into the Bitcoin account. And no one bit. No one touched it. Now he's reporting it's a different number, like $141 that was deposited, but it's neither here nor there. The point is, the FBI, according to him, did in fact, this is the first confirmation we've had that it was the FBI who put the money in, and that it was an attempt to tickle the wire, James. They thought maybe the kidnapper would be dumb enough to take it. And Howard reports that either the kidnapper was like, nice try, right? And knew it was a trap, or just wasn't interested in, risking anything for $140. So your thoughts on whether they should have paid it? Like, if they're really believing this note was legit, as Savannah does, and her information definitely comes from them, and that they had all these things right about the Nancy scene and Nancy herself, and now we know more about what the two notes sounded like why didn't they just pay?
It's because protocol. We got to remember that the reality is we still never had a proof of life ever. So the first note, didn't indicate anything like a picture of her.
I just got a notification from YouTube. We have a lot of new people here. I want everyone to come out of the bushes and tell everyone hello. Hello. And I'm going to hammer on this as much as I can, because when I smell a rat, it smells from high heaven. This is nothing more than money and a damn cover-up.
Anything? Yeah, we do have some information about the watch, but that would not be specific enough that the Bureau would say, yeah, just go ahead and launch $4 million. Because if you do, and you don't get her back because it's a scammer, then there's going to be more $4 million requests, and you're going to keep playing that game until you run out of money. And so that's why they don't do it, is because if you don't have any real legitimacy, and the only way you can really get that legitimacy is you've got to show us this person that you say you have, they just can't do that. And that's and it's a question I asked too, if they believe so much, but that protocol is there for a very good reason. And I, it might sound callous, but I agree that, they shouldn't have paid the $4 million without an actual proof of life of Miss Guthrie.
I just don't understand, Maureen, what kind of a kidnapper, if you go with this is the kidnapper, what is the point? What is the point of, on Thursday after they've missed the deadline, sending a follow-up saying she's dead? She's dead now. We didn't intend to hurt her. It's not your fault. We think it was the heart. Nothing you could have done. What is the point?
The point is they're amateurs, and they and I have to first go back for a minute, if I could, to James, because if in fact they did pay the ransom without any proof of life, what precedent does that set for every other person who's kidnapped? Everyone's going to jump out of the woodwork even more than they do right now, because you saw the predators pounce when that award.
But can we really say there's no proof of life? I'm just going to play devil's advocate. When the first,
there is no proof of life, because I don't think she ever made it home. I never thought she made it back to her home. Do you know how long it takes me to crank up my garage door and put it back down?
Right.
And get in the house? It's not 2 minutes.
Oh, now, yeah. I got to get my purse. I got to get all my stuff, whatever, I'm like a little 80-year-old myself trying to get out of the car and get in the house.
Especially if someone's bringing me home. You know, I've got some talking to do. I'm like, okay, all right, well, thanks, No. It's not just 2 minutes. And I put the playlist up, and I know we have some new people in here, and I so much appreciate you. I love it. I love it. I love it. And please, I know all your socials, you guys got some stuff going on. Share the playlist, look at the playlist, figure out, how to get this going, because everyone's ignoring the elephant in the room. And that is what happened on January 31st. The minute I heard that the garage door went up and 2 minutes later it was back down, I'm like, that'd be something like somebody in their 20s would do. She's
Right.
84.
That reminds me of somebody getting out and just running in there real fast and putting it down, right? It's not enough time.
And then coming back outside, getting in the car and leaving. All right, again, here is the playlist. Oh, trouble has entered. What is going on? Ooh, Lala's here. Lala, what are you doing? My goodness. Every now and then, Lala shows up, and I absolutely love it. You guys are an amazing community. That's why.
Note allegedly said, this is what she was wearing. This is where her Apple Watch was. And check out the broken floodlight on this part of the home. That's our proof that we have her and we were there. Does that qualify? That's more than saying nothing.
Sure, but it's not enough to say that she's not dead. I mean, if you just consider how they transported her or how they had to transport her. So she's bleeding from presumably her mouth, which they already know by now because they've tested that blood to see if saliva was in it or whatever on the front porch. So she's bleeding from her mouth. She's 84 years old. She has no medication with her. She's very frail. She's scared to death, and there's no proof of life. They obviously spoke with her doctors. They've talked with family members. You could see from watching her on Savannah's show how frail she was. So if they were doing pre-incident surveillance, they saw her with a walker or a cane going very slowly around her backyard. And when it's really hot and dry like that, it's difficult you could see someone breathing with labor. It's you have.
Listen, these people need to say what they know or say what they think. There is a reason that the credible ransom note was not paid. You know why?
Why?
Because Savannah has access to a lot of money. And she knew that if she paid that $4 million, we're not talking Bitcoin, that it would lead right back to her family.
You remember when they were looking for Nancy's car at that Circle K, and they were saying that they wanted like the video a while back?
Yeah, they found her car in 2 different places that night.
Well, guess what? There's 2 Circle Ks really close to the house. And guess what they have one of them has inside? A Bitcoin machine. Everything just happens to be so geographically convenient, is my point.
Oh, I agree. And I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't some sort of, confession. I mean, I don't know. But I mean, Savannah wants this game show and she wants to stay on the Today Show so bad because we all know that when you are a internet personality, a media personality, a Hollywood personality, when things go sideways in your family, it takes a long time to recover. The question is, does Savannah know the truth or does she want it?
Well, I don't know, but I've always felt like from the beginning that if Savannah wasn't who Savannah was, that maybe people would be more outspoken about what they think or who they think. But it's kind of like people think a certain thing, but they don't want to come out and say it for whatever reason. Does that make sense? And I don't know if that's, go ahead.
No, it makes perfect sense. I was agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. And I did notice that when Savannah was talking in the beginning, she said we, to include everybody. But then she started saying and didn't include everybody. So that's just something, it may have nothing to do with anything. It's just something I noticed.
I've got some real dirtbag freaking relatives. And if something happened to one of my family members, no way would I worry more about my job than
Absolutely.
them. But she's on a different playing field than me.
Proof of life. It does sound callous, again, to Jim's point, but I agree with it, actually.
I mean, like in
All right,
negotiation,
how do you
I mean,
like
they
this
teach
one?
you.
Yeah, go, James.
I'm sorry, Megan.
No, you go.
Just in negotiation school, I mean, they teach, obviously we want to establish communication, rapport, but we got to keep the goal in mind. And we both have the same goal here. I mean, I want to get her, if I'm working this as a negotiator and I'm talking to the kidnapper, look, I want her back and you want to give her to me because you want your money. So we have a common ground here, but for me to get this money, because $4 million, I don't have it laying around. I got to go get that. But before I go get it, can you prove to me you have her? And it can't be that you know there's a floodlight out that you could have got from a Google Earth overview or some a previous story, because Megan, you did a great job playing all the previous stories of interviews that Savannah had done with her mom, where I could have seen that Apple Watch. I could have seen the details of that inside of her bedroom. I could have told you the nightgown she likes to wear. I could have told you the color of her pillows. All things I would have got from open source. I wasn't the kidnapper, but I would have seen those things that were open to me. So what we would be looking for is give me something else, like prove to me you have her, which is why you always see the newspaper clipping, the hostage holds the newspaper of the day. So we know, okay, we still have a live body, and then we can negotiate
James,
in good faith.
If you're fake, if this is a faker, okay, I'm with you. I accept all that. But like, if you're a faker, why would you send that second note? I can actually kind of follow why the real kidnapper might do it. Yeah. Like if the real kidnapper has her, it's Tuesday night. Sorry, it's the first was Sunday when she was taken, right? Yes. Right. And then the notes came on the second and third. So you have her, you want the money. So you're sending out the notes on Monday and Tuesday saying 4 million by Thursday, 6 million if you wait till Sunday. And you offer enough detail in there to convince somebody you have her. This is what she was wearing. This is where the Apple Watch was. And this is what the floodlight looked like. Then you watch the world explode over your note, all the speculation, all the stuff. And then let's not forget, one of the first things the Guthrie family said, Savannah in particular, right away was she desperately needs her medication. Like she said she's not going to survive without her heart medication. And we were never sure whether that was 100% true or whether it was an attempt to ratchet up the urgency for the kidnappers. Like, we need her back ASAP. Maybe it was 100% true and she dies. So now she dies. So you can't give proof of life. There's no more life. You have Nancy, but it's a body now. And maybe by the time they sent this follow-up note on February 6th, it was the day after the ransom was due and not paid. Maybe by that day you decided to take a different tactic. You've got to fess up. You cannot provide proof of life. There's not going to be any talking to Nancy or pictures of Nancy holding the daily paper. So you decide to come clean saying she's dead. But I don't know whether it's explicit in here, according to that Brianna, it's not, but maybe the theory is the earlier demand will stand and maybe they will pay us for the return of the body. And indeed, that is what Savannah responds with. So that
makes zero sense. Zero sense. Ridiculous behavior is what we're dealing with. Ridiculous behavior. You're talking about your mama that you believe was taken out of her bed and is being held for ransom. When someone says, I need $4 million to bring your mama back, dead or alive, you say, no. The FBI didn't do it.
Then there's a good reason for it.
Because they already knew it was bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
A field agent told Ashley Banfield that they believe it's a family job. They believe that they're looking at the sister and brother-in-law.
Right. And if I could add on to that, I don't know if you were done. I'm sorry. Let me ask you a question. If you wanted to call Annie right now, you don't know her from Adam, would you be able to get her phone number? Anybody, would they be able to just go, oh, I want to call Annie Guthrie? Would people be able to get her phone number?
No, I don't think so. Mm-mm.
So what about that text that was sent to Annie and Tomaso's phone, or one of their phones, that said, are you going to pay the Bitcoin? That's bizarre.
And we have some real idiots in law enforcement that are not doing anything. She does not have a listed cell phone number, as if there's such a thing. There's no white pages or yellow pages anymore.
Mm-mm.
There's nothing like that. And this sheriff, he wants a bigger position. That's what he wants. And so he's going to keep this going for as long as he can. And as long as People Magazine, Us Magazine, and the Today Show are backing him up, he is going to keep it under wraps.
And since when did TMZ become a reputable media source? I just am freaked out by that too. I mean, of all people, TMZ, okay. That's just me. I'm sorry, but I've never thought of TMZ as anything more than those National Enquirers, and maybe they're not, but I always thought they were.
They're not. And they get the ransom notes. And Harry Levin was at Savannah's wedding. And
Right.
he all this information. Come on. This is absolutely crazy. And this sheriff is not an idiot by any means. He could have had this solved by 3 p.m. I'll give him 6 p.m. at the latest on February. The last person to see a child is the culprit.
Exactly.
The last person to see an elderly person is the culprit.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It's a formulated pattern.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense to me. But if you are a fake kidnapper just trying to get Bitcoin, 4 million or 6 million, that second note makes no sense.
Oh, well, I'm surprised you haven't been through this because I know I have, and I think probably Maureen has too. But when someone's trying to get something from you, they just keep trying. They don't stop, right? They're incessant about it. It never ends. They just keep coming. And so they'll hang on for any.
Dead bodies don't bring money. You want someone's money, and the exchange is your loved one back.
Yeah.
Then they come back alive. That's it. Most kidnappings, real kidnappings, are for something sexual and sadist. I hate to say it, but it is.
Yeah.
Trafficking, sex abuse, things like that.
I mean, all the signs are there, Brooks. I mean, if you were trying to go to Nancy's house, for example, you would really have to know where you're going, because all of those little twists and turns and all the cactuses and all that foliage. I mean, it's not like you could just go, oh, I'm going to go find her house. Even people that had been there before were getting mixed up. And they said it was very tricky to go around all the different roads and everything and find exactly which house was hers. I mean,
and here we are. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. Look at me. What an idiot. You're exactly right, Angie's Life. Well, they could have gotten Annie's number from Nancy's cell phone. You get comment of the day. Yeah. No shit.
Right.
I mean, I will apologize up one down and up one side and down the other if I am wrong. But I'm telling you something right now. There is no way anyone just went to Nancy Guthrie's house with all the security, even though they said there's none. According to the FBI, there is, but it was taken down for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
It was planned. It was pre-planned. And you're not going to convince me any different until you convince me different.
Right.
Thing. And that's why you send the second note is, oh, maybe I say the right things. Maybe I sound like you all had said earlier. Maybe if I sound apologetic or I sound, sympathetic, that maybe, you'll send me some money because I have nothing right now. If I'm a scammer, I have no money right now. Maybe I can get $100,000 from you if I tell you where the body is, and that's typical 101 fraudster mentality and methodology. That's exactly what they do. So the second note doesn't surprise me at all.
You wouldn't expect them to write the second note ratcheting it up. Like, she's hurting, she's scared, which, by the way, someone, I think it was Harvey, reported was in the first note that she was scared.
She's okay, but she's
scared.
And
then, so the second note, you ratchet that up, get Savannah upset. She's the one with the deep pockets. Like, let's scare her, as opposed to run the risk of her being like, well, I'm not paying $4 million for, somebody.
I knew something was up when they said Savannah was packing her bags for the Olympics. Okay, maybe like a little carry-on.
Uh-huh.
Because let's face it, when she goes to the Olympics, they have wardrobe, they have makeup, they have hair, they have everything. And then they said that she stopped packing her bags and got a plane ticket to go down to Arizona to find her mom.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, what did she do? Throw some, they have underwear, they have new jogging suits, jeans, whatever. She can grab her purse and get into the limo, go to LaGuardia, and get ready to go. But they're like, oh, but she was so busy packing up all her luggage. And I'm like, for what?
And also, I don't know the significance of this, but remember in the beginning when Annie called Savannah and said, we can't find mom. And then Annie supposedly said, we've called all the hospitals. And Savannah in New York said, well, I'm calling all the hospitals. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you get where I'm going with that? Why did Savannah feel a need to turn around and do the same thing that her sister had done?
She was doubting her sister is what I got from what she double checked. If you told me I called the hospital, I wouldn't do it. I would take your word for it.
Mm-hmm. But for some reason, she wanted to do the same thing too. So I don't know. I'm just wondering if there's a dynamic there that we don't know about, which we don't have to know about. But again, it just puts, for me, more suspicion on the two that were there close by.
Well, there's tons of suspicion, and I don't believe that field agent, FBI field agent, would, lie to Ashley Banfield.
Mm-mm.
But I do believe that Nanos, who would like to do something a little bigger than what he's doing, would keep it covered up and keep this case going to be the hero in this. They know the truth. They know the truth.
I couldn't agree more.
Well, exactly, Lala. Savannah called Mark Kelly right off the bat. Now, he's a U.S. Senator that is in Washington, D.C. What was he supposed to do in Tucson? What he could have done is the exact thing that the FBI wanted to do and use the first 48 hours to figure out what was going on. That didn't happen.
Right. Well, with him being from Arizona, I don't know. Maybe she thought that he would have connections that would help her get things done faster. I don't know. I really don't know.
Oh, I think he called Nanos and told him to keep it under wraps.
Oh.
I didn't think so in February, but now we're coming into July, and I think that's what's going on.
Oh, good. Good point.
Well, honestly, what is the reasoning of not finding an 84-year-old woman? She can't run away. She can't defend herself. You have this camera footage.
Well, just that image of that dude at the door, not, whatever, that right there is horrifying. If I had a heart problem, I might have a heart attack right then when I seen that person. I don't know.
I just don't think she was in the house.
Yeah.
I think, when they're like, oh, it's obvious it was a crime scene. Okay, then, oh, and there was blood by the door. I'm like, She takes blood thinners because she's susceptible to blood clots. And one sneeze for her, a bunch of blood could come out. So her walker's left behind. Everything that she uses to, get through her day was left behind. Now, what did they do? Did they throw her over their shoulder? No. I'm still saying something happened at a certain person's house. And from there, it was like, since we're not going to get the money, we're not in the will. She hates us because we've taken so much money. Listen, it's about money and manipulation. That's it. And I'm really sorry that this Sheriff Nanos has caved to media and political pressure. I really am. Because
there's one other thing. There's one other thing that bothers me, Brooks. When this first happened, and that some of the YouTubers were there. I don't know if it was Brian Eaton though. That was the one. I know he's the one that got up on the porch and videoed. I didn't get on it, but got close. But do you remember in the beginning there was an Adult Protective Services business card attached to the door, the window, or something?
Yes, I did a show about that, and I'm like, well, why was that there? And they said, oh, that was put afterward. It really wasn't. It turned out it was put there a week before.
Well, see, that's how that works. If you call Adult Protective Services and do a referral, then they come out to the house later. So the card has to be there as a result of, I don't know, somebody calling something to Adult Protective Services and then them coming to make a visit. And she wasn't there. I don't know. That's just how I'm looking at it.
Well, they kept saying, oh, it was left after. No, it wasn't. Why in the world would you want to leave an Adult Protective Services card after the fact?
Right.
That makes zero sense.
Right. So there had to be contact with them before that. Yeah.
Of course there was.
Mm-hmm.
Of course there was. And Adult Protective Services is worthless as a titty on a boar hog. They don't do shit. I'm telling you right now, unless the adult in the home participates, they don't do anything. Someday it's all going to come out, but I don't think it's going to be tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be next week. And I think they're doing more work covering up what really happened as opposed to putting out what happened.
Yeah.
And if it turns out this is all for Savannah's game show and her job and protecting her reputation, well, you know what? Hell be damned. Because that's exactly how it's looking, in my opinion, from my vantage point. Yeah. All right, everyone, it is lunchtime, and I've got something I've got to do this afternoon. And so I might be back later in the afternoon to do another show. You guys are going to really love that one. You're really going to dig it. But hey, thank you for being here for all the right reasons. Thank you, Mod Squad. Oh my goodness, look at you, Duck Lady. You were all over it today. Welcoming and shit, modding and shit, V. Oakley modding and shit. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you for being here for all the right reasons. And I will be seeing you tomorrow because we're going to be doing a show about Jen Soto's new life after Madeline Soto's murder. All right, Ange, love you. We're out.
Love you too. Bye-bye.